you for a minute?
Not now, we're playing.
Just a minute.
Okay.
Pretty little black boy, your life is filled with sorrow and unpredictable tomorrows. Pretty little black boy, I know it's hard for you to smile, 'cause I've stood and watched a while. Keep your head up high. You'll realize you're just fine. No one can take away your smile. Would you like to walk with me from that day?
Good evening, brothers and sisters. You are listening to the Journal of Truth. I'm filling in for Brother Minister Sami Muhammad. We hope that you will listen and bear witness to the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I want to thank WHPR for such an excellent broadcasting station, and we are very appreciative of the opportunity to come before the listening audience and the seeing audience and bear witness to the teachings of God's last messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. This evening, I am accompanied by our sister Ula Muhammad, Ula Bakia Salam, and she has some very interesting and life-giving messages concerning how to eat to live. So I want you to pay very close attention, because this is the day and time that we must strive to live as long as we can, because there's a new day coming. There's a new world on the horizon that promises unlimited progress given to us by God Almighty, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, as taught to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I want you to pay very close attention to some of the teachings that Sister Ula have to say concerning how to eat to live. Sister Ula.
Thank you, Brother Daniel. This book, you can order it online or you can order it from Final Call. Contact the mosque in our city, Mosque number 1, and you can get a copy. A brother will bring you a Final Call newspaper, and you can order it from that Final Call newspaper. But what I wanted to say is, not only are we dealing with how to eat to live, we're dealing with the fact that the hospitals are not doing what they should when it's in regard to health. I just pulled up something Saturday that caught my eye that I want to share with the listening audience. It stated, what's his name, Dick Gregory was killed. I said, what? It said that there are two, the CIA has two methods that they use to either build your blood pressure up to the point where you have a stroke, or lower it to the point where you have a heart attack and die. And they're hospitals. So I'm warning my listening audience, try natural cures. Come to the mosque Sunday. My phone number is 313-854-6783. Somebody called, but I don't know if that was you or not. If you want to get in touch with me, give me a call. Because according to Kevin Trudeau of Natural Cures, what they don't tell you, there are 8 different sugars, and every one of them out here is addictive. This brother will bear me witness. I use only honey. I don't use sugar.
That's right.
Period. Sugar is a carcinogen. It's a cancer-causing substance. It creates pain. It creates cancer. It creates an addiction. I was so elated or happy when I entered the Whole Foods supermarket nearby, and I noticed right after Valentine's Day, all their sweets, most of them were still on the shelves. That let me know that people are beginning to be aware of the dangers of sugar. You, if you want some recipes on how to use honey, give me a call, sisters. We need to get back in our kitchens and give these fast food places
Hmm.
a rest. You know, because thank you, Brian and Kenny, whatever his name is, that won't get it. Trust me. And in all my listening audience, it takes a very strong woman to stay with one man all her life. And this brother that I'm sitting next to has been married over 60 long years to a beautiful queen that
50,
I love.
58,
It's been 58
58.
years. I'm sorry, brother. 58 years. I done gave him two more. But the key is that the best of our women in our race, look at Sister Mother Khadijah, married to Minister Farrakhan, 65 years. The best of our women are the ones that stay with one man all their life, and and it's better to take your time and get a good husband, somebody that won't be knocking and beating on you, because that is not a good man. If he love you, he won't hurt you.
All right. Thank you, sister.
Now you
Those are
welcome.
very enlightening uh, teachings.
Thank you.
We want to talk tonight about life. What is life? And when does it end? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that all living things must die. But the problem is dying prematurely. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that we can live if we eat the right foods at the right time. We will live for a long time. He taught us that if we eat one meal a day, we can hardly ever be sick, maybe one day in a year. If we eat every other day, we won't hardly ever be sick, but we'll just have to fast maybe 3 days out of a year. And if we eat once every 3 days, we will never get sick. Now think about that. That means that we are killing ourselves with the fork, eating 3 meals a day. And the white man is lying when he tells you that you are going to die and rise again. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said you only live once. There's no such thing as life after death. There's no such thing as a heaven in the sky after you die, where you're going to drink sweet milk and honey and wear long white robes and walk on golden slippers.
That's right.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that's a lie. The Bible tells you that no flesh and blood is going to heaven. Well, then what do you need with sweet milk and honey if you're going to be in a spirit form? And what do you need with long white robes? Or what do you need with golden slippers? You see, all those are fairy tales, lies, designed to make us believe that we don't have to worry. We're going to get our reward for all of the hard work that they put us through in slavery for nothing. We're going to get our reward after we die. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, you are mentally dead when you believe such lies as that. That's why God came to resurrect us from a grave of ignorance. Not resurrect us out of the grave when they put us 6 feet under. That's the end of us. There's no coming back. There's no such thing as heaven on earth or in the sky once you die. That's it. So that means that you should be very careful about what you eat, because when you die, that's it. The Bible said a dead dog is, I can't quote that exactly. A living dog is better than a dead lion, because the living know that they must die, but the dead knoweth not anything.
That's right.
Think about it. Once your brain dies, your brain cells are no longer alive, your heart stops beating, you're gone.
That's right.
There's no coming back. So you got to be careful with this life that you have. If you trust the same man that told you that lie, that you're going to heaven after you die, you're going to lose that life you have. Because he lied to use you as a tool and a slave. What do you think about that, Sister Ula?
I agree 100%. As he said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that when you're physically dead, that's the end of you. He said, and my minister from the city I came from in Cleveland stated, once we tell you that when you physically dead, that's the end of you, maybe you get up off your knees and go to work. Because you make your own heaven with hard work.
That's right.
And sacrifice. And not being lazy, because a lazy person cannot get nowhere in life. Yes, sir.
That's right. So that's it. You got to be ambitious, because you're not going to get but one life. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the thing to strive for is to see the end of this white man's rule on the earth.
That's right.
Because he's the one who created hell on earth. Think about it.
That's right.
Told us that heaven is in the sky and hell is in the ground. Even had nerve enough to tell us that to stick a needle in the ground as an antenna, you could hear the devil beating his wife. And we were fool enough to believe that.
Sitting by the ground trying
Think
to
about it. And look up there in the sky. That's where heaven is. That's where you're going to get sweet milk and honey. Well, it must be some cows up there. Well, if there's some cows up there, there's got to be some grazing land. Huh? Think about it. And if you got robes on, there got to be some cotton growing up there. So when you get to heaven, you got to work like hell like you did on earth. According to what the white man taught. So don't be that stupid, that foolish. Heaven, like Sister Ula said, is right here on this earth. When you broke as hell, sick as hell, tired as hell, hungry as hell, hot as hell, cold as hell, hungry as hell, ugly as hell, then you in hell. That's hell right there. When you got money, good homes, friends in all walks of life, peace of mind, security, that's heaven on earth. That's what heaven is, and that's what hell is. So quit looking for it in the ground and quit looking for it in the sky. Those are lies that the white man told us. And the reason why we had believed it is because he taught us to eat the poison swine that kills the brain cells. And he gave us the fat back, the chitlins, the pig feet, and all of this filthy animal flesh so that he would make us blind, deaf, and dumb to the knowledge of self. Think about it. There's no hog eater that's going to see the hereafter. And when I say hereafter, I mean right here on this earth after the white man's time is up. His time of rule is up. Think about it. All the swine eaters is going to be destroyed along with him. He's got to go. Didn't the book say all liars shall have their part in the lake? Think about it. In the day of judgment. And this is the day of judgment. You have something to add to that, Sister Hula?
Sir, when you were talking about the swine, I turned to page 13 of How to Eat to Live. In this book, it shows you just what he's saying. The taking of the prohibited flesh of the swine, and God is the one who prohibits it as a food, is beyond righteous imagination. It is difficult to understand why Christians eat such divinely prohibited flesh while having the Bible and the law given to Moses against the swine flesh. Christians are among the largest consumers of pork, and they deliver this rat throughout the world to other people. They are so fond of swine flesh that they sacrifice it in the church and then ask for a blessing over something that God is against. Yes, sir. That's what I want to add.
That's how terrible this has become. That's the reason why God prohibited Muslims and believers from eating the poison flesh of the hog. You might say, well, what's wrong with the hog? God made everything. The hog is 999% poisonous. It's more poison than a rattlesnake. As a matter of fact, they took hogs out on Belial when Belial had a lot of snakes on it, and they used the hogs to kill off the snakes on Belial. Why? Because a hog can eat a rattlesnake, poison and all, and it won't kill him. Think about it. He's more poisonous than the snake. He's the only animal that don't have a particular diet. Elephants have diets. Everything have a diet. Even the dog got a diet. Certain things that it should be fed and should not be fed. Think about it. But the hog, you throw anything in its throat, it's okay. Throw a shoe in there, he'll try to chew that up. It's the greediest animal of all, and it's very, very disagreeable. Think about it. It never look up. His head is always pointed to the ground. Only time it'll look up is you got something to eat. You holding to him. But his eyes is always pointed toward the ground, and he take his snout and root in the ground to see if he can find something. He's very, very filthy. And he's 100% contrary to the nature of the black man. Think about it. And if something is disagreeable to your nature, how can it be your food? Food is supposed to provide for and nourish your nature. And if you're eating something contrary to your nature, you're not feeding yourself. You're just feeding rebellion against yourself. You're not adding to your life, you're taking from your life.
That's right.
That's the reason why you must eat the things that help you to live. And in order to do that, you must know yourself. The things that the white folks taught us about ourselves, we don't see no difference in ourselves than anything else. It took God Almighty to raise up a messenger to teach us that we are the original people of the earth.
That's right.
It took God Almighty to raise up a messenger to teach us that being the original people of the earth, we are the ones that God created after his own self. Think about it. We are the ones that are created from God. Think about it. He created us from himself. When you look at the black man, you are looking at God. Because we are the offsprings of the originator of the heavens and the earth. We are the offspring. Think about that. Just like your son is an offspring of you, we are an offspring of the originator of the heavens and the earth. The reason we are black is because we were created in darkness, in blackness. Think about it. Before God said, "Let there be light," there was God. Huh?
That's right.
And he created us in darkness. Before there was any such thing as light. Think about it. Nobody knows the birth date of the original black man. We have no birth record. No beginning. No ending. Think about it. So what are we doing? Eating the poison swine that haven't been on this earth no longer than the white man. He was made as a medicine for the white man. There was a time when they had tails when they were born, just like a pig. White folks did. Think about it. They got it in medical records. How that they had removed tails from people.
Some of them still have them removed.
Think about it. So, brothers and sisters, they are not created by God Almighty. God did not create the white people. They were manufactured by one of our brothers by the name of Yaqub. He manufactured the white people from black people using a method called birth control. Whereas he would take the lighter ones of black people and marry them together to produce lighter children. He did that for 600 years until he came up with an all-white baby. That was the beginning of white people on our earth, and they have not been on the earth any longer than 6,000 years. I don't care how many anthropologists you come and find, you won't find them finding where the white man have been on this earth any longer than 6,000 years. So says the teachings of God Almighty to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So we want to thank you for listening, and I want to thank Sister Ula Muhammad, Ula Bakia Salam, for coming and sharing such great knowledge with us. And I hope and pray to Allah that she will come back on the TV broadcast and share this knowledge with us again.
Thank you, brother.
We want to invite you to come and hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad by our student minister, Troy Muhammad, at 14880 Wyoming, every Sunday at 11 o'clock. Be sure to come.
And bring a friend.
And bring a friend.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
And we thank you and hope that you will visit us. Assalamu alaikum.
Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?
Not now, we're playing.
Just a minute.
Okay.
Pretty little black boy, your life is filled with sorrow and unpredictable tomorrows. Pretty little black boy, I know it's hard for you to smile, 'cause I've stood and watched a while. Keep your head